Hello and welcome to MetroArts. I am your host, Larry Wallace. Here at MetroArts, we highlight some of the best in the business, from fine artists, photographers, and performing artists to cinematographers and musical artists, all from the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we'll explore the photography of Bruce Giffin, meet postmodern sculptor Robert Bielat, and vocalists from SoundLab will perform in studio. Our first guest is award-winning photographer Bruce Giffin. Let's begin with a video about his artistic process.
I really like real pictures, truth, more than anything. I don't like gimmicks too much. I like straight photography. And so I guess, you know, the old street photographers are the ones that really get me going. And I guess I emulate that to a point. I was 35 when I had my first camera. Henry. I was a salesman and I hated my job. I hated everything about it. I made really good money, but that was all I was getting from it. And I knew there had to be a better way, and one day I just walked away. I started shooting buildings out in Northville, and once I started teaching, I never knew how to get into the Packard plant. I had some students that had been in here, so they brought me in and started a whole new thing. So for 10 years, hit the buildings every weekend. And eventually, I just got tired of having the same pictures as everybody else. And I started shooting people on the street because they were different every time I saw them. Or if I looked away, I'd look back and they would be different. Every face has an interesting story with it. Little Brianna, 7 years old, she's beautiful, lives in Del Rey in the shadows of the Detroit sewage plant. There's a guy named Kenny who's in a wheelchair, and he lives in a 3-story abandoned building. And there's a different wheelchair on each floor. Okay, you can look at me though. Look right in here, okay? Morris, right? Yeah, right in there. Oh, you got a neat face. Have I taken your picture before? There's a bee. There's a bee in you. So that's why I do it, and I guess if it works because I'm giving them a minute, and they're giving me their life, really, in a minute.
Now let's welcome Bruce Giffin to MetroArts Detroit. Hello, Bruce, how are you?
Good, Larry, how are you?
So we get such a clear understanding of your process in that video. Tell me, how was it working with the Kretzky Foundation?
Oh, there's no bad news with the Kretzky Foundation. It's kind of the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, you actually get the check in a gold envelope, and then there are classes every month, and it's ongoing. It's like you belong to something, a private club that it's an honor to be involved with them. They're great to work with.
I bet. That sounds awesome.
It is.
Yes, that sounds awesome. Now, tell me about what attracts you most to freelance work as a photographer.
Well, freelance work as a photographer or any kind of work is so much better than being an employee. Sorry, big companies. I left 30 years ago to become freelance, and I haven't had a bad day since. And that's not to say that I don't have problems in my life. Everybody does. Yeah. But as far as knowing that I'm going to get up and photography is going to be what I do, I can't think of a better. And I really, when I talk to my friends and they say, well, gee, we want to go freelance, what do we do? Oh, here's what you do. You first have to absolutely despise your job. If you can't like it a little bit. You can't like your boss. You have to hate your boss. You hate the work, hate everything about it, and then you can get out of there. And the second part of that is you won't go back because you're so done with it. And I left 30 years ago and never looked back.
Yeah.
So
photography could be interpreted in so many ways. Tell me, how would you like for your work to be interpreted?
I shoot with no gimmicks or tricks or schemes, and I hope people would say, oh, or not say, oh, that one's been photoshopped like crazy. I do very little Photoshop. I try to make them look more like a picture than less like a picture. I love photography. I love the whole process from start to finish. And I really like it when my pictures look really real to me. Mm-hmm. One of the best examples of the things I love about it, this picture here of Michael, everybody remembers him. He was at Mac in '75, sitting in a wheelchair collecting money. Mm-hmm. And after I took this picture, I learned that, no one ever looks at homeless people.
Right.
They turn, here's a couple of bucks, and they turn away.
Yeah.
And they never really look at them. Well, after this, I realized I forced people and myself to actually look at his face. And right. He's beautiful. He looks like a movie star to me. I think he's gorgeous, you know. Uh-huh. So the more real my pictures are, the better.
Okay. So. Yes, that's awesome. Now, you've been doing this for a long time, Bruce. Yeah. Tell me, what are some pros and cons about this profession?
Well, as my answer for the Kresge was, there are no cons. I love all of it from start to finish. It's what I do. I eat and sleep it, and I don't know how I got so lucky. I mean, people will say to me, gee, why aren't you doing video? Your camera does video. Because I have no interest in video. Photography is all I care about. I see no reason to do anything else, you know. And what I learned from all this process is, as long as you make enough money to live, you don't have to be rich. Yeah. I mean, I'm rich in ways that money can't buy, yes. And I do everything I want to do. Yeah. I just don't have the newest car. I just don't have the newest camera. I don't take long trips, and I have a very simple life, but it's rich because I do what I love all the time. What a dream come true. Right,
yeah. Definitely. So, what are some galleries that you are affiliated with at the moment?
I'm with Gallery Camille, and I work with the Scarab Club and Detroit Artists Market, and I submit to all kinds of shows. I'm always doing shows because it's fun. Funny thing about my stuff is a lot of people don't want a homeless person hanging on their living room wall, so I don't sell a lot of work, but I win a lot of prizes, so that's good. I have a friend who sells his work. We have the same kind of stuff, and his sells because it's nicer than mine, but I win awards. So it's a funny, it's a really weird dynamic, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So
now, where can people find out more information about your work and about you?
Well, I stopped doing websites. I used to have 4, but no one ever went to them because I'm not selling tennis shoes or radios or anything like that. I'm showing my pictures, and it just never really worked for me. So when Facebook started, I eventually accumulated a lot of friends. I post 2 pictures about Detroit every day, and my pictures of Detroit are not just people. They're buildings and cars, and my stuff isn't ruined, but it's not nice either. It's this weird thing in the middle, and I don't know what makes me stop my car to take a picture of a house. I don't know what it has to look like. It's just something that says turn around and get that. Right. I have no idea what that means.
Definitely. Thank you for being here today, Bruce.
Thanks for having me.
You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television. We'd like to welcome sculptor Robert Bielat to MetroArts Detroit. Hey, Robert, how's it going?
Good, Larry. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks. It was a pleasure of inviting me.
So you've been creating work for over 40 decades. Tell us about the overall themes of your work.
Overall themes is basically form. Form and space. I work in suites. Like, for instance, this was part of a suite called Feathers from Icarus's Wing. And I do metal casting and fabrication, more casting than fabrication. And this so happens to be a theme from mythology, and I have other ones, you know, that revolve in turn that are patina. This is raw bronze. This is patinaed bronze, the green, and you can make it into brown. Part of my procedure on how to do it is like this would come that. This is foam that I built. You know, I chopped up all these little pieces and glued them all together, and then put these tabs on there. And the tabs are just the tabs from bread bags.
Oh, okay.
And then after casting it, pounding it real hard and heavy into the sand so you can't get your fingers over the sand, pour molten metal in here. The molten metal burns away the styrofoam. The gases go out into the sand and out of the top, and then when it cools down, it becomes this. So what was styrofoam is now bronze. And the orange color from here is because the static steel melts at a higher temperature than the bronze does. We'll melt and fuse this into the bronze, and then when you put the patina on, because it's steel, it gets that orange color to it.
Oh, cool.
So, and these are called tied to the whipping post. So, you know, the old whipping post, they used to just cut the ropes and give you a new one when they started to whip you. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah.
And so this is the same concept as like, because this was put in the sand like this. And then this is cardboard, or was cardboard. The styrofoam was burnt, formed, and then I had glued the cardboard to the styrofoam, tied it down with this. These are stripes on here. These stripes you can see are very faint. It's from duct tape.
Oh, wow.
You know, about a 1/4 inch of duct tape wrapped around these. And then when this was poured, the cardboard and foam melted away, and so did the duct tape. And it took the form of the cardboard, duct tape, and now it becomes Icarus's wing.
Oh, wow.
So it's a laborious task, and
Yeah.
you know,
That's awesome.
but it's a good concept. So yes, and
Yeah.
so I've been doing this, for about 50 years.
That's great.
Started in 1965.
Yes. So all of these pieces look phenomenal. What is your main source of inspiration when it comes to creating work like these?
Well, again, like I say, I work in suites. Part of it just comes to me because I'm thinking of form and shape all the time. You know, I did this whole series called Collateral Damage and Views from a Drone. You know, and they all have screening so that it's steel, so it's a bimetal casting. But in it, they all look like little islands with like a target over the top from the screens. And they're big old screens from industrial fans that I cut away, you know, and form, and it looks like a target line. Because the guys that are in Arizona who are blowing up everything in Afghanistan, I fly into that place from Arizona. So it's views from a drone. Yeah. And that's what the whole suite. So that suite took me about 2 years, give or take, you know, and so now I'm just dragging it around and showing it at various galleries. You know, and so I both make wall reliefs and also freestanding pieces.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So are you working on any new projects?
I'm working on this. When my wife and I went to Italy, I did these, we saw this beautiful metal work that was, for instance, it was Michael, the archangel, was taller than you out of gold and bronze and silver. You know, it was like, it was just a step back big time. But it was beautiful, and from that I got all this like birds of prey. So I've made all these wing pieces that I've been working on. So I'm going to pursue that farther on. So it'd be like birds of prey, you know, wings from birds of prey. But not completely in bimetal, where the wings are just abstracted with the steel, and the part of the shoulder of the bird that holds the feathers is bronze. So, and then they like lay together like this, and then the shadows look spectacular on the wall. So I've been in the process of working on that.
Okay, cool. So you actually have an art show going on right now. Tell us a little bit of information about that.
There's this show going on now, which after this views probably won't, you know, it's called the Sculpture Factory. It's on 333 Midland in Hazel Park, not Hazel Park, Highland Park. And it's in the factory district, and now there's like 200 sculptures all over the place, and it's a big sculpture show, and it runs until October 22nd. So, you know, tell your friends, you know, go on by. If you want to see sculpture, you got outside pieces, big pieces, little pieces, all kinds of pieces, wood, stone, steel, you know, granite, just some beautiful, outstanding stuff, and some not so good.
Yeah, definitely. So where can people find out more information about your artwork?
If you could just go to my website, which is Robert Bielat, BIELAT.com. You know, and that'll show you more information about my pieces and where they are, and there's other videos. that Comcast has done with me and the Foundry, and so that's where my contact information is. And then if you get in touch with me and you want to come see the stuff, you can always come to my studio.
Okay.
You know, I have people come in the studio all the time. So,
Okay.
yeah, so it's robertbielat.com.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Robert, for being here today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. You're watching MetroArts Detroit, produced at the Midtown Studio at Wayne State University. And now, on MetroArts Detroit, here's Maison Martin from Sound Lab with You Are.
You know, yeah, oh yeah, you are the one. They tried to fool me right, but I knew something. You tried to keep it tight, but your heart's nothing. Oh yeah, that you hold something. It's your birthday for the whole summer. I'm the big picture to your friend. When other girls think it's a game, I'ma show you that it ain't. You turning me up, switching into my lane. You turning me up, you never do the same thing. You turning me up, you so clean it's hurting me. You turning me up, emergency, you urging me. You know, yeah, you are the one for me. You are, yeah. Girl, you know I'm up, yeah, I'm all for it. I see you testing me, know you wrong for it. You ever break your heart, then I'll restore it. I say what happened here, you say long story. I know you love it, spending all day with me. You know I love it, what you be saying to me. I know what's up, don't have to explain to me. You turning me up, switching into my lane. You turning me up, you never do the same thing. You turning me up, you so clean it's hurting me. You turning me up, emergency, you urging me. You know, yeah, you are the one for me. You are, yeah, turning me up, same thing. Baby, you never do the same thing. Baby, you so clean it's hurting me. You turning me up, emergency, you urging me. I know you love it, spending all day with me. You know I love it, what you be saying to me. I know it's up, don't have to explain to me. You turning me up, switching into my lane. You turning me up, you never do the same thing. You turning me up, you so clean it's hurting me. You turning me up, emergency, you urging me. Baby, you know, yeah, you are the one for me. You are, yeah, you do the same thing. Baby, you never do the same thing. You are the one for me, yeah.
That was an amazing performance.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome to the Midtown Studio at Wayne State University. You guys can start by introducing yourselves.
I'm Erin. I'm an executive of the program.
My name is Mason. I'm a singer and songwriter in the program.
Hi, I'm Mariah. I go by Raya K, and I'm a singer.
My name is Frederick Bolton. I go by Versatile, and I'm a rap and singer artist.
Okay, perfect. Can you guys tell us a little bit about Sound Lab?
The Sound Lab started back last year when they built the studio in our school, and it just took a minute to get it going, but it's, you know, a place where we can explore our passion.
Yep, it's a studio where we can all come together and we put our knowledge and our creativity into it. And in fact, we just did a mixtape called The Infinite Project, and it's good. It's on SoundCloud. I should check it out.
The Sound Lab is great. It's where kids from freshmen to seniors can go in and have fun, you know, get some steam off.
Awesome, awesome. And you guys say you did your first mixtape recently. Tell us a little bit about the process.
It was extremely long. It started at the beginning of the school year, and it took up until the end of the school year, and it was on pause for the longest, but when it got going, I mean, it was fast-paced, so.
Yep.
Great. And we actually have another performance. Can you guys tell us a little bit about the next song?
Yes, it actually is my song. It's called Light to Kick It. It's on SoundCloud as well. And this song was my first song, so I was excited about it. And Fred came in and helped me out, and the energy we have together is amazing.
Yeah. And how was it writing your first song?
Actually, it was written for me, but going into the studio, it was exciting. He helped me out a lot,
Yeah.
so.
It only took me 2 hours. I was just called to write a verse to it, and I just did it in that amount of time, and it's what you hear.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
Thank you. And now, here's Mariah and Versatile. You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television.
You was my man, oh, for such a long, long time, until you got that nickel on the side, and screenshots don't lie. But you looked me right in the eyes and told me your bold-faced lie with your straight face wide. Oh, why? How do I find the words to address you? We were best friends before I straight left you. That's why I don't understand it all. And you ain't gotta lie. And you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. And you ain't gotta lie to kick it. Hey, you ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta. Gave you all I had, damn it. I gotta give you credit. I thought that we was headed to being everybody's favorite couple. Now we're just a couple of exes who barely talk through texting. Yeah, you and your lies, you messed it. And when I realized, boy, I left it. And when I wasn't answering my phone, boy, you guessed it. OVO, OVO, how do I find the words to address you? Hey. And we were best friends before I straight left you. And you ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. No, no, no. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. And you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta lie.
Let me talk to her. She said, you ain't gotta lie, Craig, you ain't gotta lie. And I see how much pain it can cause, falling from two eyes. And I try to wipe away every tear hitting the canvas of these hands. Same ones that text you, babe, give one more chance. Constant plans when I fall through. Romance is off the chain, then all gone when I don't call you or reply to questions like, who is she? Why do I feel with other girls I compete? Of all the gifts you bought, your words just make my love cheap. Swear I feel sometimes that I wanna blame. Man, I let you in my love, cause I thought you would change. But it's adding up, the way you acting up. Got me thinking maybe love is where I fall. Whoa, backing up to when we met. I was low-key about my feelings. I open up later and find I wish I kept them hidden. Hearing you lie makes me wish you tell me you feel different. Cause baby boy, you ain't gotta lie to kick it. Oh,
you ain't gotta lie to kick it.
We say you ain't gotta lie. Nah, yeah. You ain't gotta lie.
To kick it.
Yeah. Look, you ain't gotta lie. Cause the
truth is all right.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. I would like to thank our guests, Bruce Giffin, Robert Bielat, and performers from Sound Lab for being here today. Remember, you can catch any of our shows online at MetroArtsDetroit.com and find us on social media. I'm your host on MetroArts, Larry Wallace, reminding you to support the arts and cultivate the talent in your community.